Boy, I am dead sexy in this hat. I've had this hat for about almost probably first time I remember wearing it was during the oil spill cleanup with my business partner Lance Harmark. We were lucky enough to get a contract with the Army Corps of Engineers post the oil spill, and we went up there and did some work. And this is the hat I wore, and I've kept it ever since. It's just a cool hat. It's not the prettiest thing, but hey, it protects you from the sun. We gotta do that. We're gonna be talking about something that's really cool today. Just don't make fun of my hat. This is gonna be one of our last dragon slaying discussions that we're gonna be going through today. This particular subject is the way to kind of establish a bare minimum threshold in your life. So what we're going to try to do is make these bare minimum thresholds that's going to help you with your fitness, your weight, your relationships, your money, relationships with your friends. It can help with almost anything. It's a really cool kind of philosophy to kind of live by, and we're going to talk about it next. So we'll kind of introduce this concept to you. This concept, kind of occurs. Have you ever noticed, like, sometimes the energy will get low and your weight's going up, and then you get a little depressed, and when you get a little depressed, the relationships kind of fall apart, and then your sex life kind of falls apart behind it, and then you're divorced, and then your money falls apart. Hopefully some of you guys haven't experienced that. Some of us have. Some of you might be in the middle of it, and some of you may question, why? How did I get here? I'm working hard. I'm doing things I need to do. I'm going to introduce you to this little analogy. So this analogy kind of goes like this. If you could take a frog and turn on some water and boil it, and take the frog and throw it in the boiling water, the frog will immediately jump out of the boiling water. But if you take a frog and put it in room temperature water and then turn the temperature up, the frog does not know that the water is getting hotter. And then when it gets to boiling, unfortunately the frog will die. And that's kind of what happens to us in our lives as we're working and doing the things that we need to do for our lives. Kind of go to sleep. We're not really paying attention to our lives. Things kind of get in the way. Life gets in the way. We're not paying attention to our lives. And the reason why is because we're not establishing a good solid set point in our lives. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about set point and the rules to follow for your set points and how to set them up. So what is a set point? A set point is a bare minimum threshold that you set for yourself. So we've kind of, through this challenge in our virtual group, I've kind of taught you a way to almost set up a game plan or a procedure if your weight goes up or if your health goes down. It's something that you can use this process for the rest of your life. This program or procedure can be used if you violate your bare minimum threshold weight. So, for instance, my bare minimum threshold weight is 220. So if I hit 220 because of laziness or my love for pizza or whatever may be going on in my life, I look at my programs and procedures and then make some changes in my life that will facilitate weight loss. So I know that this program works, so I'm going to step back into my 10,000 steps a day. I'm going to step back into my 3 times a week of high intensity interval training or CrossFit. And I'm also going to get back into paleo style eating, sleeping effectively, meditation. All those things are all tools and procedures to be able to get back on your task and for your sit point, which is your weight. So this correction procedure kind of works on all facets of life. So once you do this and you become really good at it, you become really good at completing this procedure and the correction technique that you need to do to correct the violation of your sit point. You can kind of go in other like realms of your life. All right, so let's talk about sit points for money. We haven't really, we're here to talk about fitness, right? But fitness and money, saving and discipline all kind of rolls in the same thing. It rolls into happiness. The more disciplined you are, the more happy you are. The less disciplined you are, the less happy you are. So establish a set list for how much money you have in the bank is a huge set point. And then having a correction procedure if you fall below that. There's some cool things that you can do, especially nowadays, to save money. There's an app that I use called Albert. Albert is an AI app that kind of scrapes and views and monitors your bank account. And during this process, it finds $1.50, $2, $5 here and there during the week. And then it pulls that money out and puts it into a savings account. And then you have some money in the bank. So you get to build up savings additional to the savings that you already do. Most people say we should be saving, 10 to 20% of your savings, of your monthly income. And additionally to that, you should have always 90 days worth of income saved. I know particularly this has saved my booty a couple times in my life. During Hurricane Katrina, I held by that standard, and when my area was completely decimated, I had savings saved up for 3 months, plus additional savings that allowed me to be able to start a business and go to work where I didn't have to actually use my savings or deplete my savings, because I had an additional savings to be able to go purchase equipment and go and handle the job that needed to be done during Hurricane Katrina. So that's a good way to kind of focus. Don't ever let yourself go below that standard. Make sacrifices. So let's talk about set points for intellectual, your intellect. So let's talk about set points for your intellect. A lot of people, you can't measure your intellect. So what would be a set point? So a set point for your intellect would be mandatory, like a set point of I've got to read 3 books a month, and I've got to take 1 day a month to work on nothing but standards of the profession that I'm in, or the passion that I like to do, that can someday bring more income or better quality life to my life. So I said it, take an entire day to focus on what can you do, what can you learn, what book can you read, where can you go, what seminar can you go to, what TED Talks can you find, what things that can you find on the internet dedicated toward making your profession better, and or your intellect, and or your passion, the intellect, things that you like to do for your intellect that you're passionate about. Does that make sense? And also for relationships, so establishing set points for relationships. So weekly dates, monthly trips, quarterly vacations, things that you could do to establish in your life to make you happier, and then make your mate happier. And then also, if your mate's happier, guess what? Your sex life's gonna be better. Bam! So we fix sex life. Hopefully all these things will pay forward into a better quality of life for you. But there's a little thing that we got to think about with set points. And me and Cuz GD, we've only got one life, right? So why would you want to be asleep? Why would you toil and waste your life at a job that you know if they didn't need you, they would just throw you away? So if you're more valuable, if you're a happier person, they're going to need you because you're going to be more productive in work, because you're not going to be so tired, you're not going to be so unhappy. You're going to show up at work bright-eyed and bushy-tailed and ready to go. So we'll talk about the last little point of set points next. All right, so the last little point of the set, so this is kind of like rule 2 within the set points. First, you got to set your set points and then make a correction procedure within the set points to hold you accountable to your set points. But how does the correction procedure work? So you should always aim past your set point whenever you have a set point violation. So for instance, if you have a set point of 220 and that is your set point for weight loss, you should actually aim for 210. And that process is going to help you learn more and make you better and make you learn more procedures and more lessons. You can slay more dragons, and all that will make you better in the long run in life. So, all this, what does this amount to? We're all in this boiling pot of water that's kind of like health, where it's room temperature right now, and the temperature has been slowly increased, and that slow increase is going to eventually get to a point to where it's going to get too hot for us to survive it, and it's going to take us out. So what do we need to do? Jump the F out. Jump the F out. Get out of the pot. Don't let it cook us. So establish these set points. Make yourself better. If you have any questions, if you want any help establishing set points or being held accountable to your set points, just give me a holler. We'll do a virtual coaching session, and we'll sit down and go through the processes and procedures. If you want to go through fitness and weight loss, or if you want to learn how to back squat 400 pounds, we can do that. It could be your set point, like what's going to happen to your body in the process of establishing a 400 pound back squat, and then how do you maintain that? Lots of lessons there. Or if you want to learn how to maintain 13% body fat, lots of lessons there. Or if you want to just learn how to eat clean and be held accountable to that, lots of lessons there. So that's the dragon slaying lesson for today. And, so let's establish some set points. And if you want to, comment below. Talk about your set point, and then try to formulate a game plan on how to get there. If you need any help, holler. We got you. Have a good day.